And now, it's time to go in the garage with Bodie Stroud.
Hey everybody, and welcome to In the Garage. I'm Bodie Stroud.
I'm Mitchell McDonald.
Oh yeah, we just came straight from welding and fabricating. Yeah, someone's calling me. Don't they know that we do a radio show every Wednesday morning?
I thought you were telling them.
Man, I did. I actually even tweeted that thing this morning, or posted it or whatever. Proud of myself. Thanks to you, because you reminded me. No, we've just, I was just welding and Mitchell was cutting, and we've been doing all kinds of cool new stuff. We're really excited about how it's going and the way we're moving and where we're headed, right?
Absolutely.
Very exciting. It's funny because somebody said to me the other day, well, hasn't that been done? And I was like, I love it when they say that because it gives me the opportunity to look at them and say, not like we're about to do it. Sounds cool.
That's right.
Right?
Not by us.
Not by us. Hasn't been done by us, right?
That's right.
Hasn't been done perfect. But anyways, yeah, thanks for joining us today. Watch us live from BS Industries on Tiki Live, crntalk.com/video chat. Every week we are brought to you by Steel Rubber Products. Check them out, steelrubber.com. As always, if you got any weather stripping issues, go with them. They're the best. It's almost a perfect fit. It is a perfect fit. It's the closest out there to a perfect fit because they actually take a rubber product from an old car and they have this machine that duplicates it exact. So American-made company also, so go ahead and support them if you need anything for your car. As always, email us your tech questions at bodiestroud.com/inthegarage. We've had quite a few questions lately. The posts I've been putting up have, I don't know, it's kind of stirred some inner juices in people because they've been, asking a lot of questions, and so I'm going to try and answer them this hour. One of them is we're building a chassis, and I don't think it's been any secret, but we're starting to get into our own chassis building and our own suspension. Mitchell and I have been working on it now for like pretty much the last 8 years, I think. We didn't know we were working towards that, but we just worked towards it. Now we're very happy with the way our cars handle and everything else, so we're going to be moving in that direction and being able to supply somebody pretty much a turnkey chassis. We're going to give you all the options. We're going to give you motor, tranny, exhaust system, fuel tank, whatever you want. If you want the whole works where you just slide the thing underneath your car and drop a body on it, then away you go. That's what we're going to try and do. No one's doing it, so that's what we're going to do. But anyways, to make a chassis, there's bins in a chassis, and when you're using square tubing, rectangular tubing, to get those bins, you got to make a series of cuts, especially if you don't have a $100,000 mandrel bender on hand. So that's. I'm trying to answer that question to everybody that's asked this week. That is the reason why we have made the cuts. We've had other people tell me I should use this kind of tool or that kind of tool. I'm not doing it every day. I'm doing it the fastest way I know, the easiest way I know, the quickest way I know to save time, money, and just get the job done to build our template. So hopefully that answered your guys' questions on that. And when we come back, I'm going to talk about buying old used parts and the benefits, if there is any.
Yeah, if there is any.
Yep. We'll be right back after these words. Welcome back to In the Garage. What'd you say, Mitchell?
I was going to say, did you hear that? He's not calling you hot anymore.
I know. He learned. He's a quick learner. Nobody else can hear that, though, except us. So he always tells me I'm hot. That's awfully nice of him. Oh, shoot. Anyways, Yeah, before the break I was talking about our chassis and how we had to make the curves in our, this rectangle tubing, a couple people asked, why don't you just bend it? Well, to do that, it takes a very expensive piece of machinery to bend that tubing. I am strong.
Take
Mitchell
a lot
said,
of vitamins.
Yeah. Mitchell says, well, you are pretty strong. You should try and, bend it over your head or something. Yeah, well, I'm not that strong. I wish I was. Every day that goes by, it seems these days I'm losing my Superman powers. I think you're putting something in my drink. A little kryptonite.
No.
But anyways, we can't do that, so we had to make the cuts. And I've been playing with metal a long time, and the way we're doing it is probably the quickest, the fastest way possible. I can knock it out. I can make our templates, and then. But I do have a friend that has a machine. And then we take that to the machine, and that's it. We have our templates. We're ready to go. We stamp them out as we need them. So it really is a fun and exciting process to build something from scratch. I love it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool to watch something come together from a pile of steel.
It is. It's really cool. It's like my house. When I built my house, it was just a pile of wood laying there. And I thought, oh, my God. What do I do next? That's always the scariest part, too, because you're thinking, what the heck?
Where does each piece go?
Yeah, where does each piece go? But anyways, I hope I answered everybody's questions. That's what we're doing. Very excited about that. Getting on to the next thing. We've been getting a phone call from a guy. This guy. I don't know who this guy is, but apparently he's building a 56 truck and he's putting a Coyote motor in it. We are here to help you. We try the best we can. I can't build the truck for you, though, over the phone. Or I can't help your builder build the truck for you over the phone. Or I can't help you relay the message to your builder to help build the truck over the phone. How's that?
That's basically what's going on.
That's basically what's going on. And, and he's getting a little upset. It's like, well, wait a second. If you've hired a builder to build your car, then, And he says, well, you're here to help. Well, you've come by 1,000 times. I know who the guy is, and we've tried to answer all your questions. There comes a point where this is a business, and we need to make money. That's why we're here. Apparently, though, he has bought a used motor out of a crashed car. So he's got a Coyote motor, trans, everything else. I don't know if he grabbed the computer out of the car. It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like he's going to have some wiring issues. Also, he doesn't want to use the electric steering. Now, if you do a Coyote motor and you pull one out of a newer car, basically that motor has an electric power steering pump. Correct, Mitchell?
The Mustang's actually, it's all inclusive in the rack.
Yes. Well, you know what I mean. You don't have like a pump that you put.
There's no mechanical
There's
pump.
no mechanical pump on the motor that's belt driven. Right. So, to make that steering work, to the pump you're talking about, the rack you're talking about, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of money. There are kits out there where you can bolt up a whole new dress-up kit, but the problem is this guy has everything, so he doesn't want to spend the money, it sounds like, to redo all that stuff. He wants to make like a bracket work and everything else. Well, we don't sell a kit for that, so that would have to be custom. You'd have to bring it here, and we'd have to make it. You know what I mean? So, and then we get a lot of it where I get it. People want to save money. You know what I mean? I totally get it, especially in today's day and age because everything is so expensive. But, what I've seen happen is these guys buy these used motors out of crashed cars. They know nothing about it. They know nothing about the history of it. And I'll tell you what, 9 times out of 10, you are opening up a can of worms for yourself. We've been there. We've done that. Right, Mitchell? Mm-hmm. We try to work with everybody, but the problem is you don't know what the internals look like. You don't know if something was damaged. You don't know how it ran before it was crashed. There's just so many variables when you're doing this. And at times, and I'm going to say 90% of the time, yeah, you save money building or buying this motor and this transmission out of this crashed car, but in the end, you're going to find that you're not only going to spend more money. Usually, the customer may save money, but us, it's going to kill us because we're going to spend so much time tracking down what is wrong with this thing. What did we do? Backtracking. Where's the computer? What did they do here? You know what I mean? And it's going to eventually cost somebody a lot of time and a lot of money. So I say, go spend the $8,000, buy a brand new, Ford Racing Coyote motor, and drop it in. Comes with the wiring harness, everything. It also, I think it only comes with like an alternator, right? So you have to buy a dress-up kit for it.
I think the motor comes with, I don't even know for sure if it comes with an alternator.
I don't either, but I think the ones that we have bought have come with the alternator. So you basically got to buy a dress-up kit, which is fine because we do sell a kit. There's other companies out there, Turnkey, they sell a kit. It bolts right up, and you have, a manual power steering pump on it that bolts right up, belt-driven. You can put a regular rack and pinion, run regular power steering hoses, and away you go. You actually save, I'm going to say you probably save at least $800. Somewhere right around there.
And you can still run an AC. There's a lot of people out there that are replacing the AC with a mechanical power steering pump bracket.
Yes.
But there is a way to keep both, and we're even the only people out doing kits for supercharged Coyote motors.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we sell a kit for that as well. So if you're trying to, put a Ford Racing supercharger on yours and you can't find anybody that sells the kit, we do sell the kit. So I'm staring at one right now on our truck. So, like I said, I get trying to save money, I do, but in the long run, all you're going to do is create headaches for yourself and probably somebody else down the line because there's a lot. And like I said, Mitchell and I have been here a lot. I wired up a car for a friend of mine who bought a 5.4 out of a crash cop car. And he didn't grab the computer. He didn't grab all kinds of stuff out of this thing. You know what I mean? And but he was trying to use everything out of the car, like he was, wanted to redo a transplant. So we ended up having to buy him a computer. We had to flash the computer. Then he was trying to run the transmission through the computer, and we ended up having all kinds of issues with the transmission. I think we finally got it right. It wasn't 100%, but it was probably about 99%. So. And I think it's still running. So, anyways, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back after this. You're listening to CRN Digital Talk Radio. Oh, shoot. That's funny. Welcome back to In the Garage. We were talking about Mitchell during the break. I don't know if I could do what he did. A lot of young people these days will start here with me, and then they sizzle off. They can't do it. Well, Mitchell started with, how old were you when you started with me?
I was 20 or 21.
Yeah, I think you were 20. It was right before you turned 21, and man, there's no way I could have done it, but then Mitchell reminded me of all the things that he did do, and I let him get away with. Like not showing up or disappearing for 2 days, and his family's calling me asking if I've seen him, and I can't get a hold of him, and I can't see him, to find out that he's, took off to Vegas, and he doesn't know how he got there or what he's doing, or showing up completely hammered and falling asleep underneath a car. That was a good one. So yeah, I guess we just worked through it, Mitchell.
Yeah. Live and learn.
Yeah, because like I said, there's no way on earth that I could have held a job down steady, at 20 years old or 21. No way. I was completely out of control. completely insane, out of my mind. I won't go to what we were talking about as far as I won't go that far, but anyways. Oh yeah, and you're noticing I was in my welding attire. I forgot I was in my welding attire.
Mm-hmm.
I got dressed up for the radio show
You
today.
at your finest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyways, before the break, we were talking about buying used parts and used motors and transmissions and, you know, whatever else you buy out of a used crash car. And I just, you know, just be very careful. That's all I can say. And just be prepared. And if you are going to pull an engine out, here's my best advice for you. Grab everything. Everything. Control modules, whatever you can. You know, whether it's for the gauges, whatever. Just grab it all.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
You have to ask that question to yourself, do I need this? The answer is yes.
The answer is yes, especially if you've asked it. Yes. That's very good advice, Mitchell. I like that advice. But I mean, it's true because you just don't know. And I'm telling you, you know what's crazy is I come from kind of the old school. You know what I mean? I guess I am. Holy crap. I keep thinking or feeling like it's yesterday or something. You know what I mean? But it's not. It was actually almost 30 years ago that, you know. But I would go to a junkyard. I'd take my ice chest with some cold beer and my toolbox, and I'd spend the day at the junkyard. And my friends thought I was freaking nuts. My friend Andy always said, "What is wrong with you?" Well, I was trying to save a buck, and I wanted to drive, you know what I mean? And not only did I want to drive, but I wanted to look good, and I didn't have any money, you know what I mean? I left the house at 17, so I was just out on the street, so I had to do whatever it took, you know? But yeah, I would go, and I would try and find an old part, and I'd go home, and I would spend the time, and I'd pull it apart, and I'd clean it, and if I had to buy new bearings or new seals and whatever else I had to do, I would do it, okay? That was different. That was back then. That seemed to work for me. You know what I mean? If you're doing that now, it doesn't work. It seems to have flip-flopped. You know, I build cars, and I wouldn't think of going to a junkyard no more. I don't even think they really exist anymore to buy what we would buy. And the reason they don't is because the aftermarket industry has made it so inexpensive that it doesn't add up. You know what I mean? You don't, or inexpensive. Did I say expensive? Well, it is expensive, but it's inexpensive if you think about it, because the amount of time and energy you put into something nowadays, you can probably go buy it for that much.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm finding is we're still getting some of these baby boomers, you know, that did that back in the day, and that's how they had their hot rod going, and I'm all for it. But if you're bringing it to a shop now, all these used parts, and you're asking us to refurbish them, it's money, you know what I mean? It takes time. Before, when I was a kid, yeah, guess if you would have found me back then, I would have done it for free. You know what I mean? I would have spent hundreds of hours for free making this thing look, you know, perfect. But it's just too much money. So when these people bring us old parts, I go, let me give you a kind of a price comparison here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you just never know what you're going to get. It's a gamble.
It is.
The dice as to whether the part you get is going to actually work.
Yeah. And then ouch. Whoa. That's...
Somebody call an ambulance.
Yes. Good thing a break's coming up. We'll go see what happened. We'll be right back. Welcome back in the garage. Yeah. All kinds of cool stuff going on. Yeah. Where's Nikki?
I guess she went on vacation without us.
Really?
That's the word on the street.
Huh. I wonder where she went. Nobody knows. She's probably in court or something like that. Paying off some driving ticket, if I know her, right? Oh, shoot. Well, she's always fun. It's always fun to listen to her try and pronounce names in our world. It's great. I hope everybody else has as much fun with that as we do. I'm sure you do. Oh, man. But anyways, yeah, we've been talking about buying used parts and stuff like that and how it can work for you and how it can't work for you. I just, back in the day, I think 90% of the time people could make it work for themselves. You know what I mean? Now it's just flip-flopped. And what I'm trying to say is it's when someone comes in and they bring like an old part and they say, hey, I want to use this. It's old suspension or whatever. Let's just clean it up. I want to clean it up. Let's rebush it. Let's do this. And I want to weld it in and all this other stuff. It's like, okay, well, we can do that, and this is how much I think it's going to cost. Or we can do this, and this is how much this is going to cost. This is going to cost you $4,000. This is going to cost you $2,000. You know what I mean? And it's really that simple. We have one customer that it's so hard. He's so old school, and his dad owned a junkyard, and I get it. I totally get it. It's there is no better place in the world, as far as I'm concerned, than a junkyard on a Saturday morning. I don't know
Fresh
why.
smell of a
The
junkyard.
fresh smell of gear oil
Saturday
on a Saturday morning. Oh, shoot, that's funny. But anyways, I think I was about the only white guy there ever, too. But by the time I was done working, I blended right in. And I had beer, so I became everybody's best friend. Kind of reminded me of this whole Mad Max world, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just so bizarre. It's just like, and everyone's just like, these are the last parts on Earth, so we got to get them. You know what I mean? Oh, my God, this is the last one ever. It's like for an 84 Granada or something, No, actually, you can go buy that O'Reilly's for $30. You know what I'm saying? But they're going to buy it. They're going to pay $10 for it and know they saved 20, but then they're going to go spend 2 days fixing it and cleaning it up and installing it. So it's like, okay, you didn't win. That's just it just doesn't work that way anymore. I mean, unless you are literally doing it all yourself. And if you are, that's cool. Like I said, we are here to help, but and I hate to say this, so I don't know any other way to say it, but we're here to make a living as well. So I can only help you so much. I can't spend 8 hours guiding your builder that you hired to build this car that said he knows how to do it through the motions. You know what I mean? I just can't. Can you?
No.
No.
I don't have time.
Yeah, you don't have time either. So, but like I said, we love to help, and that's why we do the radio show. We try to give an hour every Wednesday just so we can help you. So, email us those questions. If you got tech questions, email us at bodiestroud.com/inthegarage, or go to Facebook and message us there. There's all kinds of ways to get a hold of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
So please do, and that way we can talk about it on Wednesdays. You can listen to the show. Everybody's happy, and there we go. Because we don't get paid for this hour. We do it because of everybody out there, and we know how it is. We're car builders, and we know what it means to try and get one of these cars on the road. I mean, I'm with everybody that's trying to take one of these old cars and put it out on the road, because my whole goal in life is to take as many of these old cars and bring them back to life and put them on the road again so that they last another 50, 60 years. Because as far as I'm concerned, I highly doubt, and I might be around to see it, but I highly doubt some dude's going to be saying, oh my God, look at that, a 2012 Prius.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
You don't see those every day.
Yeah, man. God, remember those? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I just don't think that that's going to happen. I don't know. I guess it could.
I mean, if things advance into the sci-fi world,
yeah,
ages and ages from now, it might happen.
Yeah, a Prius.
Yeah. If somebody has the first Prius ever off the assembly line, it might be worth money in 60, 70 years.
Yeah. Wow. See, now me, I'm the type of person, if these cars were to disappear, I truly believe that I could build one from scratch. And one day we're going to do that, because I have a car in my head, and I'm going to build it from scratch. I'm going to build everything. Chassis, everything. Body parts, panels, and we're going to make the baddest car in the world. Ever.
What are we going to call it?
I don't know.
The Bodie 1?
No, that doesn't sound right, Mitchell. The Bodie 1. The Bodie Lost.
The Bodie Mobile?
Yeah. I don't know. Call it Bodie Lightning. That's what I'm going to call my whiskey when I make my whiskey. But anyways, yeah. So, email us those questions. Dang it, I was going to say something I totally forgot. Now I'm just kind of buying time for myself. Shoot, Mitchell. Dang it. We were talking about parts. What else were we talking about? We're talking about going to the junkyard. We're going to, we're doing the radio show. We do it for free. We don't get paid for it. So this is our way of helping you. So please, you got to email us those questions. If you do have a question, we have different office staff now, so and we're busy. We're just really busy. So it's getting harder and harder to ask the questions. So or to answer the questions. I can ask questions all day long, but it's getting harder to answer them. Even the radio show. I was talking to Eric here, the engineer, and was saying, man, we gotta have a meeting, because I'm just so. I mean, seriously, I get off the phone or off the radio show right now, and it's like I blink, and here it is Wednesday again. And I go, oh my God, and I go into this panic. I wake up, oh my God, I didn't. What am I going to talk about? Pretty much what I'm doing right now. So I'm just making this up as I go. There really is no material in front of me whatsoever. Can you believe it?
I can't believe it.
All right, we'll be right back. He said it. Thanks, man. Welcome back to In the Garage. Yeah, we've been talking about used parts, and actually Mitchell just brought up something. We're doing a truck right now, and the customer brought us this truck, and he had it with a builder, and was trying to save a buck. And now the truck's been here, and it's just had one problem after the next. He tried, whoever was building this thing was trying to do some stuff that I've never seen before in my life. You kind of ask yourself why, but then you realize, okay, they just didn't know what they were doing, And like I said, I get it. You're trying to save money, but the best advice I can give is, if you don't have the money, don't get involved in one of these projects. You've really clearly got to think about it. Unless you have all the time in the world, and you do have a little bit of money, and you seriously plan on doing it yourself. Because the truck we got right here came from another builder. It's a 56 Ford pickup. We have had nothing but issues. He bought the motor and transmission used. When we went to drive when we finally got the motor running good, Mitchell got the motor dialed in, so it would idle and it would, everything was good. We went to move it, and it wouldn't go in reverse, right?
Yes.
Would not move in reverse. It would go forward, but it wouldn't move in reverse. So we removed the valve body and a couple other things, and we looked inside. There was a couple loose parts inside there that I still probably don't know what they went to, but they were just there, so we threw them out. We put in a different valve body and a couple other things to see what would happen, and we got it to go in reverse, but then it wouldn't go forward. So we figured out the way that they built the transmission, it just wasn't going to work. It's a long, complicated story, but trust me, it wasn't going to work. It was used. It was somebody that tried to build one in their garage, obviously didn't know what they were doing. It turned into a big headache for ourselves, the customer, because we've had that transmission in and out now, I don't know. Well, now it's got a new one. We just finally went to a new one because we just couldn't make the old one work. So, you just got to be careful. You know, we got another car here as well. The guy bought the motor used and was told everything was great. It was running. Before they took it out of the car, it was in, and we went to fire it up for the first time, and luckily it didn't start because there was some issue with the fuel pump we were having, because all of a sudden water started pouring out of the back of the motor, or coolant was pouring out of the back of the motor, and we're, what the heck is that? Well, come to find out, there was just no intake gaskets whatsoever. Not only was there no intake gaskets, but there was duct tape over the ports. So it could have, spelled disaster. Luckily, it didn't start. Luckily, it leaked. All the bolts were in. It looked like they were all tightened. So we didn't know. We're going off what the customer's saying. So, we're trying to get it out of here as fast as possible for you. But there you have it again. He bought it used and was told one thing, and it ended up being another. But anyways, we got those fixed as well. But it ends up costing you more in the long run, because he probably got the motor for a smoking deal, but now by the time we did everything and he paid us to dial it in and get it running right and, dial in everything so it was running right, he's probably spent twice as much than he bought the motor for.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
And at the end of the day, it's still all used stuff. That probably we can't guarantee it. I can't say, okay, go ahead and drive it. I guarantee this thing isn't going to break, or it's going to last you forever. You can drive it from here to Utah with no problem. No, I can't give you that guarantee. So, right?
Who knows how much life's left on those parts?
Yeah, exactly. And that is what happens. So anyways, I hope we've helped out people, and I hope we've helped out the guy that keeps calling. Like I said, we'd love to help you, and you can't get upset with us because we can't, I just can't guide your builder all day long. I can't spend 2 or 3 hours out of my day on the phone with you figuring out what you need or what you did. I can sell you parts, and I can give you the price for them, and I can give you my best opinion, when I'm talking to you what to do. But at the end of the day, there's so many different variables, and I'm not going to guide somebody and then at the end of the day they say, well, you told me this, and I say, well, okay, you didn't tell me this, and this. You know what I mean? And that's what happens. Like I said, it's just there's too many variables. There's it seems cut and dry, dropping a motor and a transmission in and wiring it up and hooking up radiator hoses, but it really isn't. It can get pretty technical.
Mm-hmm. And you almost always, when you're doing something used like that, have to reflash the computers, otherwise you're going to wind up having problems also.
Yeah. Because
of all the safety features that you are probably going to ignore in a hot rod.
Exactly. I mean,
such as catalytic converters, rear O2 sensors. I mean, the engine computers even know whether your seatbelt's on or off in new cars. So there's a lot of things like that you have to do your homework on and be prepared to spend the money to fix if that's the route you're going to go.
Exactly. Or you better get on Google, start Googling something. Just please don't get upset with us and try and, like I said, we're here to give advice, but we can't stay on the phone or give you 8 hours worth of advice. You know what I mean? So if we're going to do that, bring the car to us. We'll help you out. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Where'd you go?
been here the whole time.
Oh, really? All right. Okay. Sorry, I've kind of been in a daze lately. So much going on. Man, my head's in like this constant spin. Like I was saying, you know, when we get off of here and we walk away from the show right now, I swear to God, I blink and we're back here again. I feel like we didn't even leave from last week. That's how crazy it is. Yeah. Starting to stink. But, yeah, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. This is the last segment. Hour goes by quick, but hopefully I answered all your questions. And as always, please email us your tech questions at bodiestroud.com/inthegarage, and we will do our best to answer all of them. You know, if you don't hear from us, email us again. Just don't get crazy. Don't turn into a stalker.
Don't stalk me.
Yeah, don't stalk me. So, because I want to help, but at the same time, you got to understand that this is my business and this is what I do for a living. I know people think that, that I'm having a blast here, and I kind of am, but I'm kind of not. This is work, but I do love what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And I just had that thought again, and I lost it. The perfect thing I was going to say, I don't know. Looked at my car, the truck here, and I forget. But if you're gonna build something, if you're gonna buy something used, just make sure you know what you're getting into, and make sure you do all your homework first. If you do go to a builder, help the guy out, because there's so many hours that somebody can put into a car to figure out what's going on that for some reason we never get paid for. We never see anything from it. But we do care about what we're doing, and that's why we're here. That's why we try to give the hour every Wednesday morning and don't charge anything. I still got to pay Mitchell, and so buy a t-shirt. Go to my website and buy a t-shirt. That would help us out.
Christmas is coming.
Yeah, Christmas is coming. We got a couple new designs coming out. We got some new hats coming out. So, but yeah, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear those questions, and that way I can answer them for you. And then if you have anything or any problems with the way I answered it, or if you need a follow-up, personal message me or whatever, go to bodiestroud.com/inthegarage, and I'll try and answer you my best from there. Just remember, though, that we are busy, and we got a lot going on right now. So, right?
Absolutely. Every day.
Every day. We're just crazy busy, and I'm not even kidding you. And it's just, I don't know. It seems to be one thing after the next, and my life seems to be flashing before my eyes, man. I don't know what it is. It's going quick, Mitchell.
That's it?
Yep, hang on. Hang on to that youth. Hang on. That's all I can say. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. As always, Steel Rubber Products. Check them out, steelrubber.com. Want to thank them for sponsoring the show. We'd love to hear from you. Email us those questions, bodiestroud.com/inthegarage. Check us out at bodiestroud.com. Facebook, In the Garage with Bodie Stroud. Twitter at Bodie Stroud. All that good stuff. Listen to us every Wednesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time on crntalk.com. I think I answered everything. I don't know. Like I said, we just throw this together. So here we are. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, everybody have a great week, and we will talk to you next week.
See you next week, because you're always welcome in the garage with Bodie Stroud. Presented by Steel Rubber Products. www.steelrubber.com on CRN Digital Talk Radio. www.crntalk.com.